Hello friends, my name is Dave Miller.
And I'm Niall Spain, and we are your fuck buddies. Welcome to the podcast.
We are a dating and sex advice podcast where we take your sticky, sexy situations and turn them into sexy, sticky situations.
Basically, we take either your questions or questions off Reddit, and we answer them for you about sex and dating.
You like how I did that right away? It's almost like we've been doing this for 85 episodes.
Yeah, and we only had to get a review to tell us to do it.
I know. But we're getting there. We'll become a real podcast soon.
One day.
Or maybe we won't.
Or you never know.
I've upgraded from sweatpants to my workout shorts now that it's getting warmer.
It is indeed getting warmer.
I'm not wearing a shirt.
Do you know? Oh, hell yeah. Do you know that Toronto...
I don't know why I told you that, but...
It's okay. I am wearing like sweat shorts. So like if shorts were made of sweatpant material.
Yes, the green ones, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. I'm also wearing a t-shirt I got in a box of beer that's extra large. You could fit two of me in here.
Oh, you know what I was going to guess? I was going to guess that purple or the bright pink tank top.
Yeah, no. My Chang shirt?
Yeah.
No, yeah. No. Fuck, I was going to say something, but now I can't remember what it was.
It's okay. We talked about the important things like what we're wearing.
Ruined it by getting things all naked.
Sorry. I just want the listeners to have a fucking like picture in their mind
of our isolation slobbery.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was I going to say? It was going to be really important. It was going to blow this shit wide open. A whole conspiracy.
Murder hornets are just 5G and in bug form?
Well, yeah, let's talk about the world. Fucking murder hornets are a thing now.
Welcome to May, babies.
Yeah, it's aliens. Do we even talk about the fact that the Pentagon were like, hey, there were aliens, and everyone was like, shh, corona.
Yeah, no one gives a shit about this. I mean, to be fair, they've done that before. They I don't remember when, but there was a time when the Pentagon was just like, oh, hey, by the way, there's like aliens exist, and no one gave a shit. And now they're like, no, guys, really, aliens.
They're like, look, we have videos of like Marines going fucking crazy because they're picking shit up on their like advanced scanners that they can't understand. Everyone's like, yeah, but corona and also murder vomit. Murder vomit.
Murder vomit. Oh, great. Now you've put that into the world. I guess we know what June is. It's murder vomit.
Well, you know what else has been happening this week?
What?
Have you heard of the shampoo bottle challenge?
Oh, God damn it!
Should we say hashtag shampoo bottle challenge?
No.
What do you think it is?
The first thing that came to my mind was people trying to put a full shampoo bottle in their ass.
Well, you know what? You're about right in terms of the horny scale, but you are incorrect.
Is it people trying to deep throat shampoo bottles?
Nope. Hornier, I think.
Okay. I'm out of ideas. Is it trying to like jerk it off and then squirting it to make it look like it's come on you?
No.
Okay, well, I'm out of look. You told me horny, and those are my three ideas.
It is a challenge wherein a male strips down to their boxers, gets erect, jams their dick horizontal in those boxers, and then tries to balance a shampoo bottle on top of their hard horizontal penis, while showing off the shape of their hard cock.
What do you mean horizontal? Like just like so that it's like sticking perpendicular?
Not like out, sideways. Like it lays against the skin all the way over to the hip.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even... So not like a 90-degree angle. They're pushing it against like their thigh?
If the body was a compass, it would be pointing either east or west.
I don't even think I can push... How do you push your dick to the side when it's hard?
Either way, that's the thing now. So... There's a lot of thirsty people. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people who either follow us or follow the things we follow have been retweeting about the shampoo bottle challenge because they are thirsty, I guess. So there you go.
Hey, man, when I guess you haven't been touched in a while, you
just got to jam your dick sideways and put some shampoo on it.
Also, why would you do that? Again, I don't think... I'm gonna do an experiment tonight and see if I can... Not even balance a fucking shampoo bottle on my dick. If I could literally get my dick pressed against my body like that. Like up and down, I get.
See,
but to the side.
I feel like it can happen naturally. You know, when you're like trying to hide a boner and it can like, or if you get one while you're wearing trousers, it can like go a little bit to the side. But I don't think I could get one and then jam it over there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but that like still on the side, it's always like hugging a thigh. You know what I mean? Like it's going down the thigh. It's not. I've never had one like go to my hip.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. It's the shampoo bottle challenge.
Well, there's a mental image for you. Do you want to get going?
Yeah, you want to start off accusatory?
What?
I'm going to start off accusatory.
Oh, I thought you were accusing me of starting off accusatory.
Nope, but I'm going to.
Okay.
This is by user PTO1155. People age 18 to 25. Where are you having sex? You don't even own a house. The average bodies that people have in their early 20s is in the double digits, according to multiple websites.
What does
I
that
assume
mean?
I assume they mean like sex count. This is from Seduction, so at that age, almost no one has their own apartment or house. So where exactly are you bringing these girls/guys back to? Your mom's crib? I've had 2 body counts, and I've had to bring them back to my house where I live with my mom. And it's very, very difficult. It makes it stressful to even look into it.
Okay, so body count. All right, this
Yeah.
is just dirtbag terminology.
Yes. Or he's literally murdering people. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, is there more? Is that it?
That's it.
Like 18 to 20. I was living on my own at 17.
Well, we all knew you had like a weird orphan, like rags to riches thing.
Not really. Like I was in like most people move, like a good chunk of people move into their fucking like dorms in college, which is 18 to 25, or people have moved out of their like town to another college. You know what I mean? Like I would say a good amount of people don't live at home between 18 and 25.
Yeah, like he's, and again, it's a little bit different in Ireland because there's not necessarily the like the condo availability and like apartments or whatever, but like over
Yeah.
here and in America and in like a lot of places, it's almost standard. It's almost weird if you're not out by like 18 to 25.
Yeah.
So
In North
I don't
America,
understand
100%.
because I'm assuming this person is from North America for some reason. But I don't get it. I feel like this is like it's pretty standard. Most people do in fact have an apartment at that point, or at least like, they rent.
Yeah, it's like, yes, I don't own my own home, but I have my own apartment and I've always had my own apartment. Like my entire adult life, I've not lived at home. There's a brief period after college where I was waiting to get into my like apartment where I lived at home for like 6 months with my girlfriend, but
Yeah.
and it's like it's not you know what I mean? Like I'm sure there are some situations where people are living at home to like save for a place or, whatever, and that's cool, but like you're also then assuming that like everyone else is living at home. So it's like if you live at home, there's a good chance the person you're trying to hook up with might have
Yeah,
their own apartment. So
exactly.
you just go there.
Yeah. Like I just love like it's not even like this person is at no point questioning like, oh, should I have an apartment or should I whatever? Just being like, you don't even own a house. It's like, well, yes, most people don't own property between 18 and 25, but a lot of people rent.
Yeah.
Also, it's like, as you said, the other person could have a place to go to, or like maybe one of you has a car. There's also fields and shit, guys. Like that's what people do in Ireland. They go up to Makeout Point. They touch
Yeah.
each other in the car. There's alleys. There's bathrooms. Like if you're a horny teen, you'll get it done. If you're 18 to 25, you just have more options, I assume.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I'm going to assume this guy is like not from North America because like it's in culture as well. You know what I mean? It's like it is quintessential Americana to like move into your college dorm. Like that is literally like the plot of how many TV shows? Like very rarely do you watch a show about people aged 18 to 25 and they're still living at home.
Yeah.
Unless that's like the butt of the joke. And not to say there's anything wrong with living at home between 18 and 25, whatever.
Mhm.
But
Honestly,
like,
like most people I know who lived at home, they did very well because, you know, they saved money on rent and have now got a lot more savings than everybody else.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I've got like again, I a girl or a woman that Amanda and I are friends with. She lived at home until she literally got married and they've just bought a condo.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that I couldn't do that.
Also, this guy is from Canada, Toronto.
Okay, then there's literally
I just scrolled and found that. So
no
I
excuse.
feel like he's just out of touch with everything.
Yeah.
Because like
And it's like,
even
look, I get it. The Toronto housing market is fucked and it's hard to
yeah,
find an
that's true.
apartment, but at the same time,
Yeah, it kind of has been the trend. I'm not sure how
Meeting
much longer
anyone
it
in
will
Toronto
go.
who's still living at home is,
It's tough.
I imagine difficult. Like again, I was single for 3 years, in which case I dated a lot, and not once did anyone ever try to bring me home to a place where they lived.
Yeah, it's never happened to me in Canada. All right, move on.
We've kind of talked about this, but not quite this bluntly.
Okay.
I don't think so. If we have, we'll do another question. This come from Reddit user Not a Brothers. Should I ask my housemate if she's interested in hooking up? I'm a 30-year-old man. I've lived with my housemate C for a year or so, and our friendship is cordial, although I wouldn't say we're extremely close. I'm not romantically interested in her. There are two other people in the house as well, both guys. A couple of days back, me and her were talking, and she mentioned she was looking for guys to casually hook up with. Should I ask her if she's interested in hooking up? Is this a pretty terrible idea? Given the fact that we are going to be in the same house at least until August, and given the quarantine, I have nothing going on with anyone else.
Oh, well, it's one of those things where it's either a very good or very bad idea.
Yeah.
Probably a bad one.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I think you're in the clear. I would going to wager she's into you, because it's rare that women or anyone would be like, I'm looking to hook up casually in the middle of a quarantine
Well,
to
that's the
some.
thing. It is in the middle of a quarantine where presumably they are not going to be able to hook up with anyone who's not
Yeah,
in their home.
her
So
options
either
are literally you three.
yeah. So if she said that during this, maybe it's a hint. If she said it in general, it could just be that you guys are close enough that she, is okay saying that. But like you have to realize, like think it through and realize that it's going to be way more intense than a lot of things in the world because you're going to see each other every second of every day, you know? Like you're not going to be able to get a break from each other. Um which again could be incredible or terrible because you guys could just take it to fucktown for the entire time. But if people catch feelings, which is very possible when you guys are like literally spending every second together, especially a lot of those physically, and the other person doesn't, which happens so many times, it's gonna suck so much when you guys are trapped in the same fucking home.
Well, I think you're going 0 to 100. I don't think they have to spend literally every second. Like, I lived with my roommate, and we didn't spend a whole lot of time together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you could have left the place.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
It's
even when we were
isolation,
home,
bud.
like he was in living room, I was in my room.
You know what I mean, though. It's like
Yeah, but
even
you can have space within it. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like
yeah,
if
but
you're in
there's
your
a
room
difference
playing video games.
between natural space and like space. You know what I mean? Like you guys can even if you like interacted in the hallway or in the whatever, you didn't have to be on. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have to think like, oh, what are we doing here? Like, are we gonna go fuck? Is this conversation? Is this casual conversation? Are they just want like their alone time? Like it's gonna blur those lines pretty rapidly, which is why a lot
Well,
of people don't like, or a lot of people say to never hook up with your roommate in general because these things are weird and hard to deal with in general, let alone when isolation is a thing.
yeah. I mean, like
People
the
are
thing is,
killing
you have.
themselves. Like people are going fucking mental anyway, just having roommates right now because they can't get away from them. So like you're adding another kind of like you're adding more fuel to the fire there, which may or may not ignite. You know what I mean? But I think it is something you have to be aware of.
And I think you also have to be aware that there's two other people in the apartment. Like,
Yeah.
you could make this uncomfortable for everyone, because
Mhm.
like if all of a sudden they hear two people fucking,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to figure out who it is. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
then it kind of divides the apartment almost because it's a you guys versus them thing almost,
Yeah,
because you're now a unit and they're probably annoyed if they can hear you guys fuck. So it can divide the apartment that way as well. On
yeah,
the other
it's
hand, sex is really fun and it sucks when
yeah.
you're not having sex. And a big isolation fuck fest could be incredible.
I think I think it's one of those things where you really have to sort of like almost romantic comedy style, like lay down rules and be like, we have to, like, if we're gonna fuck, there needs to be like a text message of being like, wanna fuck, yes or no. We can't get mad. If you don't want to fuck, you're not allowed to get all pissy and moany. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you have to like set down the rules and be like, okay, cool. There's a non-verbal thing, so our roommates don't have to hear us being
Yeah.
gross.
Hmm.
And then regardless of the answer, if it's a yes, then it's a yes. If it's a no, it's a no. That's cool. Alone time is it's, you know what I mean? It's like when we're done, you're going back to your room.
Yeah, you need to have like a disengage code as well, so that no one gets upset. Like if you guys are in your room afterwards and you just want your own alone time, you need to be able to be like, hey, I think I'm going to need time by myself without everyone getting pissy. So
Yeah.
establish that code as well.
You've definitely got to be hyper aware of the noises you're making. I don't care if you're a screamer. I don't care if your bed is squeaky. You do it on the floor, and you buy a ball gag off Amazon or something, because like you're living with other people and you have to be super considerate of that.
Yeah, especially when they cannot leave.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not exactly like you're going to be, unless maybe they're running buddies and they go for a run for 45 minutes every day.
Yeah,
If that's the
just
case,
you got to
great.
keep them in
That's your
mind.
window. It is 45 minutes of fuck time until, Steve and Jeff come back from their run.
Yeah,
Otherwise, if they're like, stuck in as we're supposed to be doing, you you have to be aware of that, and you have to like,
be chill, be cool,
yeah, put
be
your
considerate.
screaming. Yeah.
However, I think we're also jumping forward a little bit because, for all we know, she does not want this.
I mean, what I think you've got to do the casual, like, oh hey, how's your, you know what I mean, like you've had this conversation. Next time you see her, be like, oh hey, how's your, like, looking for casual sex going, haha, we're in quarantine, nothing's gonna happen from it, kind
Yeah.
of maneuver.
Or you just
um
be like, oh man, what you were saying the other day, it's like, fuck, I wish I had that too, especially now for isolation.
yeah, and if you want, like, do the joke and be like, well, if you get desperate enough, you know where my room is.
Ooh, you know what you should do? Is it the movie with Justin Timberlake, Friends with Benefits or something?
Yes, well,
You need to, or something. You find a movie that has this plot and you play it. You wait with your finger on the play button until you hear them come downstairs, and then you press it. You pop a beer, and you're like, "Oh, I'm just watching a movie. You want to join me?" I don't know what it is. It's just on TV. We're just watching channels for the first time in forever, and they're gonna be like, "It says
yes.
Netflix." You're like, "Whoa, that's crazy! It just popped
What?
up." And then you watch it and just wait for them to be like, "Oh wow, that's a really good idea," and you'd be like, "Huh? Oh my god, that could happen to us."
Yeah, every time there's like a sex scene or a kissing scene, just kind of like look over at them and try to do the movie like lock eyes thing, and then turn away.
Yeah, lick your lips slowly. Oh my god,
um
only have set out suggestive food for the whole movie. So like hot dogs, little like
Twinkies,
Twinkies, yeah. Um
banana.
a lot of those like those blowjob shots so that you have to like lick through all that cream to get to the sweet alcohol. Tacos with inedible shells. You just gotta lick out all the toppings.
Yeah, and just like have a can of whipped cream so that no matter what they go to eat, just
Yeah.
like cover, just as they're about to like inhale it, just squirt whipped cream all over it. And be
Mhm.
like, oh no, how did that happen?
Also, for peak like romantic comedy potential, you have to also midway through the movie have a like make it rain at some point. Like do it when you know it's gonna rain, so in case you guys want to go outside and like kiss in the rain. Secondly, have a wall and be like, shit, we got to paint this wall, so you guys can have like a cutesy paint fight in the middle of it.
Ooh, yeah.
Um, Maybe a food fight, obviously with the suggestive food, because she's gonna take a hot dog to the cheek and be like, "What if?"
The way that every woman does.
Yeah.
I just want to make it very clear that you do want to watch the one with Justin Timberlake, because there was two movies that came out at the same time. One with Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis, and one with Ashton Kutcher and I think Natalie Portman. And that one is terrible. The Justin Timberlake one is really good.
Isn't it weird how sometimes the exact same movie comes out twice at the same time, like Ants and the Bug's Life?
Yeah, and The Prestige and The Illusionist, I believe. I don't know if the plots are
Yeah.
similar, but it was the same sort of like, oh, it's a magic movie.
No, 100%.
Also, Netflix just released one with the person who plays Veronica from Riverdale, and the plot is literally Knives Out.
Aw.
And
Good.
I don't know, I didn't watch it, but it's
Did you
like
watch Knives Out?
I promise you, it's not as good as Knives Out, because Knives Out's fucking great.
Knives Out was really good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, so let me tell you, I'm gonna guess that the made by Netflix movie with Veronica from Riverdale probably not as entertaining as
Yeah,
the
I will.
star-studded cast of Knives Out.
Yeah, I will give good money towards that. All right, we moving on.
Yep.
Okay, this is another sweet, sweet gem plucked from Seduction.
Oh,
This is
God.
by user Bay Farm. Once you're together, how are you supposed to escalate sex every time? Do you just say, baby, you want to have sex now? Do you have a time set up? It can fluctuate day by day depending on how each person is feeling, but I don't want to be that person who's always begging while my partner has no desire. Every relationship is different, but I'm curious to know how couple typically arrange time for sex.
Okay, you know what? This started really shitty, but I think that's a valid question for
It's a
people.
it's it is and it isn't.
It's
Because
a
like
weird way to like approach it, but
I,
like
yeah, that's the thing. Like they're taking it from the really shitty seduction, found someone you don't know, kind of like manipulate slash guilt slash steer them towards sex. You know what I mean? Like imagine, and the comments are fucking priceless. I tell you this,
yeah,
because it's either that people have the worst relationships, don't know what relationships are, or don't realize he's asking about relationships because it's all about ploys. It's all like, you got to do this, you got to push and pull, confused, don't let them know where and it's like, in a relationship? And also the
yeah,
fact that this person thinks like either you just like, it's just, he has no idea, like literally no idea. And I love that.
yeah. It sounds like he's probably not super experienced with sex, and he's probably
Mhm.
never had a girlfriend.
Probably.
Is like the
Oh yeah,
vibe
no,
I'm
he
getting here.
100% has to have never had a girlfriend because, yeah.
Um,
But at the same
can you
time,
can you read the question? Can you phrase it again? I like the main point of it,
once you're together, how are you supposed to escalate sex every time?
but the last bit was like, how do you make time for sex or something?
Do you just say, do you want to have sex? Do you have a time set up? I want to know, I'm curious how couples typically arrange time for sex.
Yeah, I think that's a valid question. I think that's a surprisingly lucid, valid question.
Well, the best thing I think is that they say, I know it can fluctuate day by day depending on how each person is feeling, which is just the opposite of everything seduction's about.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like he seems to like understand the concept of human beings, which is rare in seduction,
Mhm.
but then he still like refuses to let go
He's still
of.
set in like, he's still viewing things through that lens. He's like, I gotta
Yeah,
escalate.
I don't jive with the idea of scheduling sex,
Yeah.
but I'm also not going to say that it's something you shouldn't do, because I know there are couples whose lives are so hectic, especially once you add like kids
Hmm.
or opposite work schedule, where I think it might be important to actually say like, okay, Thursday night, let's find time to fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's one of those things where like I don't think it's typically what people do, but also everybody's different. Every relationship is different, and like if it works for you, it works for you. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. Well, I think like we start with the basics. So when you register your relationship, the second you get into it, the government sends you a calendar with your sex schedule on it. So you stick to that as much as you can, because occasionally we'll come and check.
Oh, they'll come and check. I think you said they'll come and check, and I was like, God damn, we're getting paid for this.
Well, I will say he does ask at the start, do you say, baby, you want to have sex now? And like we don't even need to tell this person what to do in that case because everyone in the comments has already gotten there before us. Asking for sex is beta. Never ever ask for sex.
God
Everyone, there's
damn it.
like 49 people here saying that. No, those are obviously all jokes. What I'm saying, even though yes, 49 people are saying that. I feel like every relationship has its own like you'll language and like the way you do things. You know what I mean? It's not like everybody has this, oh shit, 2 o'clock, that's fuck time. Or like these procedures and this dance. It's like you will know, like when you're in a relationship, you are close enough to someone that these things aren't necessarily a problem. They only really become one if like say you guys have a mismatch in libidos or like a breakdown in
Yeah.
communication to the point where like you literally don't know what the other person means or wants.
Yeah, and it's like at that point, that's when you have the conversation of being like, "Oh, hey, so like I would like to have sex more." And you approach it in a healthy, respectful manner and tell them what you would like. Hopefully they will do the same and tell you
Mhm.
what they would like, and then you kind of meet in the middle. And if unfortunately if it doesn't match, like I don't think you should your sexual happiness and health shouldn't suffer at the cost of someone else's.
Yeah.
It might just be one of those things where it's like if you don't match sexually, then you move on. Unfortunately,
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, I don't think it's as much. I don't know. I don't know how big of a problem it is. I don't necessarily know that many people who personally have like gone through that or talked to someone like about it. You know what I mean? Like I've never had a conversation with someone where they've said they've gone through that. Like occasionally there's like a mismatch, but it's usually not so bad. But like a lot of the time it's like you'll figure out your, you know, your rhythm. And like if someone, like if you are feeling super horny, or like if you guys are kissing, like it'll just kind of like naturally go there. You know what I mean? And vice versa for them.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, I think it tends to manifest itself in a way of like, a lot of people will just kind of hope that they'll have more sex without ever actually talking about increasing the frequency of sex. And as
Mm-hmm.
awkward as that conversation might be for some people, but it's like a lot of people will just sort of be like, "Oh, I'm going to try to force sex a little more by like being more intimate with my partner, like trying to make out with them more." And it's like, well, if someone's libido is low,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what tactic really you're using, because like their
Yeah.
sex drive just isn't going to match with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when like what happens is like people start getting bitter and start getting resentful,
Yeah.
or they start getting insecure and thinking that it's their fault.
Yeah. And the thing
um
is, like, it could be as simple as, like, we've had this on before, where some people are very tired at night, but they're awake in the morning, whereas the other partner doesn't like waking up. So they're, you know what I mean? And it's,
yeah,
if you're a morning sexer, I believe that's the term, then you're going to
it
be
is.
disappointed when your partner's sleepy. But if you're a night sexer, you're going to be disappointed when your partner's sleepy. Whereas that's not like you're not attracted to your partner. That's just a mismatch in schedule. So communication first, but like when you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be afraid to ask someone. Like it, one, ignore all the fucking bad advice here saying that asking is terrible. There's no issue, you know? You'll be able
You can
to.
also turn it, like if you're worried about the optics of how it looks to ask for sex, you can turn it into a statement. Just tell someone that you want to go down on them.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or like when they're getting a shower, or if they're like coming into the room and getting dressed, you can tell them that like I would like to fuck you right now.
Yeah, and if you feel like awkward about like, because I get it, it's like can we go have sex? Like it sounds kind of weird. You just be like, hey, we should go into the bedroom, like wink, or like if they're getting out of the shower, putting their clothes, and be like, you don't need them for a little while, wink.
Yeah.
You gotta wink a lot, basically.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what you say. You actually don't even say anything, just wink until they get it. But yeah, I really feel like this is one of those things that seems like more of an issue than it is, and I think it's like because you're used to like I don't want to say the fight for sex, but like like you're used to like this, going out and meeting someone you don't know if they want to have sex, you don't know what to say or how to say it if you're going to offend someone, blah 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 blah. I get it, that's whatever, but like that's not a relationship. Like if you guys are
No.
actually in a relationship, you should be able to. You presumably are able to communicate, are comfortable around each other, So it's really not as big of an issue, I don't think, as you say. But Buff Z221 says 2 steps forward, 1 step back, kiss her neck, but then break away, leave her wanting more, keep building.
Just keep running around
Every
this
time,
apartment.
yeah. You gotta run away every time. Just give you a few choice, beautiful comments from the section. One, you probably don't want to escalate sex every time. Could get out of hand quickly.
The hell does that mean?
You probably don't want to escalate sex every time. Could get out of hand quickly.
Like, are they talking about? Does he think like the first time it's like it's sex, next time it's like sex with bondage, or next time it's sex with like knife play? Like, is
Oh,
that what you think he
maybe.
means by escalating sex? You're like
Maybe.
every time it gets more dangerous.
I thought it was more just like every time. So like anytime you see each other, he's like, "Oh shit, it's sex. Oh god, every time." Then Quirky Pink Llama says, "I make it out with tongue and start touching everywhere to indicate I wanted."
Just like try to grab her foot and just like rub all the way up with like arm
Yeah,
and forearm.
everywhere.
Oh boy.
Okay, hit me.
So you mentioned the that awkward moment where you're not sure if someone likes you or not,
Mm-hmm.
and the fight for sex. Well,
Ooh.
user 8 Dwan, they say, how to seduce my mother's best friend who sometimes hits on me.
I'm
I'm
so
an
glad
18
you
year old.
didn't stop at mother.
I'm an 18-year-old male, and her best friend is around 46. I've known her for a while, and she hits on me sometimes. For example, she has asked me how I am with my growing. She has to see me naked, jokingly. She asks about my sexual history, and when she invited me to swim in her pool, she whistled at me when I took my shirt off. She hasn't gotten physical yet, and I don't know if those are normal jokes women make. I'm into her because of her dominance, experience, age, and confidence. She's a very straightforward woman, and I'm scared of rejection or her possibly bringing this up with my mother if I hit on her and she doesn't reciprocate. What do I do?
Well, you got to just say, "Hey, you asked about my growing the other day. Check it out," and then just have your dick sideways with a shampoo bottle balanced on it.
Just willfully, like, just erect yourself with, like, just nothing but like, look her right in the eye and just be like,
There's my growing. Like, you gotta call her bluff. Like, next time she says, "Oh, I want to see you naked," just strip there. Like, you need to wear tearaway clothes every day of your life from now on until this happens. And the second she
yeah.
says it, you just whoosh,
That's the
and
thing. It's
that's
like
it.
this is the kind of thing where you have to meet the aggression. Where if she's like, "Hey, I want to see you naked," just be like, "All right, cool. Let me know when."
Hmm.
And just like dead look at her face, have a little, roguish grin on your face, let her know you're serious, but like be playful with her back.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, then it's like tennis, right? They hit the ball to you, you hit the ball back, and guess what? There's gonna be another ball coming your way, or she doesn't hit the ball back, and maybe you're not gonna get to fuck her, but you've scored points, right?
Yeah.
You're 15-0 now, or whatever. You could be the
Uh,
next Federer.
and you're starting to, like, you're gonna get your confidence if you make her retreat because you're too, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
you're too
that's a powerful
vivacious.
move.
You're
Yeah,
too
if
much of a sexual powerhouse.
if you're like, damn, she's so straightforward and has all this experience, and then she like cowers from your power.
Your sheer sexual fortitude.
That's amazing. That's a powerful move as an 18-year-old to like go into college with, to be like, whatever. These 18-year-old girls, they don't know shit.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta play back. You know what I mean? Because I'm imagining right now you flush and giggle. I'm
Yeah,
imagining that because I get it. We've all been there.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah. But if you like this person and they're being playful, you gotta play back, and then you will know whether or not it is in fact a game.
Also, like,
They're
there are
knocking
there
at
are
the door,
ways
and you're unlocking that door,
there are
waiting to
ways
see
to
if they'll
test this
enter.
water. If she's asking about your sexual history and you haven't slept with anyone, or
You
you've only slept
say,
with a few people, you can easily be like, "Well, I'm not that experienced. If only I had someone who would show me the ropes," and
mhm,
like
or
prolonged eye contact.
you say, "I just want to talk about my sexual future," and she goes, "Oh yeah," and you go, "Yeah."
Oh
So how are
damn!
you anyway? Mm.
Hey,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh,
I
you
mean, like,
say, "I want to talk about my sexual future," or do you not feel comfortable talking about yourself? Oh,
whoa, yeah.
whoa.
You're in a good position because she's opening the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I mean,
not
you
like
can't get in trouble
you
for
have
playing back.
yeah, it's not like you just have your mom's hot friend who like is over for tea every now and then, and
Yeah,
like
and you're just
you
walking
think
in
she
like, "Hey, girl."
yeah, she might have like given you a sideways glance and you're like, "Oh, what is it?" She's literally asking to see you naked.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
regardless of whether she wants to fuck you or not, that is an open door in which you can shoot your shot. And if she doesn't want it, she's going to slam that door real quick.
mhm. However, well, if this poor mom doesn't have many friends and he's gonna fucking ruin this, like, you gotta think about the poor mom here.
Yeah, I mean, also maybe don't fuck your mom's best
Yeah, I
friend.
don't know. Like, I think we're getting caught up in the vivid imagery we're throwing out here, in the sheer sexual power that's just being flung around with Willie abandon, willy
Yeah, I mean,
nilly.
I'm
I don't
thinking
know.
of it as an 18-year-old who might be able to fuck a really hot 46-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like I'm giving you those tools, but at the same time,
I'm
you're right.
sorry. I'm gonna be that angel on the shoulder here. I'm just like, you gotta think about it. Is it
She is your
worth it?
mother's best friend,
She's your
because
mother's
if
best
this
friend,
if
and
this
like,
comes to light, that is not a situation that's true anymore.
yeah. Also, you may be out of the house. I don't know. Maybe she's gonna be really sad and disappointed with you.
Well, I don't know. I would imagine she's going to take that anger out on the best friend and be like,
Well,
"He's
yeah,
an
she's
18-year-old boy. Like, what are you
yeah,
doing?"
yeah. They're 40 something, and you're 18. Also, like, it sounds like this has been going on for a while. So I don't know, lady. He was 17 just last year. Calm your fucking
Yeah.
jets. Um, I don't know. I think you gotta think about it. You
Because
gotta
here's the
like,
thing. Let's flip this around. If this was a
oh no, it'd be
18-year-old
so fucked up.
woman and a 46-year-old man, we would be approaching this much differently.
Oh yeah, we'd be like, hey, call the cops.
Yeah.
Although, what if she really wanted to sleep with him? I don't know.
Here's the thing. we've talked, I've or at least I've talked about age, and I don't think it's a big issue as long as the age isn't a way of getting power.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've had that discussion before, so it's like if it's just like I don't know. If it's floating your boat and it's doing it for you, I don't think there's anything wrong as long as you're all above the age of consent and everything.
Yeah.
But though we've given you the tools to progress this forward, but we've also given you the thought to be like, hey, maybe don't ruin your mother's best friend's relationship.
Yeah, I would definitely think about it very hard and probably say just in general you shouldn't go for it. But I don't think there's any harm in playing back because at the very least, like as you said, like it's like practice flirting effectively, right?
Yeah.
It's nerve wracking, so you kind of have this like safe space to play with it. And like honestly, I'm gonna guess maybe she's just playing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there's also the chance that like you squirm and she thinks it's
Yeah,
funny.
you know there are people like that, right? They like to be like it gives them a little rush. You know what I mean? She gets to
Yeah.
revisit like sexuality of her youth. Like, does she have a husband also? You know what I mean? Like, because if they
I
have a
hope not.
family as well, definitely do not do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If even if you get the go ahead, if they have a family, just don't. You know what I mean? Don't
Don't.
be a dick. Um. So yeah, all things to think about. We're gonna slide away. We're gonna go into. I'm not even gonna read the title for this one, for right now.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
by Rude1214. So in these corona times, I'm bored out of my mind. So I downloaded a dating app. I find a girl I'm really into and we connect on many things. She loves Star Wars, some games, and she even likes football, although she completely chose the wrong team to support. Anyway, I'm a bit wary she might be a catfish because she's hot as hell, at least maybe a 10 or more. Well, I'm a 5 on my best
Or
days.
more.
I'm a 5 on my best days. There are a lot of catfish on the site, so I asked for a picture of her. She's understanding. We exchanged some pics. Nothing special. I assume he means like no naked ones. On one of the pics, I spot a prosthetic leg. Well, shit, she's probably a bit insecure about the whole thing, so I decided I must tell her I noticed but don't care about it. Yeah, I think most of you probably think I'm an idiot already, but don't put the popcorn away just yet. It's gonna get worse. I haven't mentioned the prosthetic yet, but I'm looking for an opportunity. We're just throwing cheesy pickup lines at each other, as it's something we've been doing a couple of days now. I asked if she's ever been jailed for stealing hearts. She responded with, Do you think I'm a thief?" To which I said, "I was thinking more a pirate." I haven't had a response in over 10 minutes.
Oh no. Ah. Oh god.
Yeah. Question is, I fucked up by insulting the one-legged girl I'm really interested in.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I would love to know if he ever got a response back because like 10 minutes is enough to like, oh, go downstairs and get your Uber Eats, or had to put something in the oven, or I mean, 10 minutes isn't a long time.
I love how it hit 10 minutes and he was like, fuck it, I need Reddit. you know?
Because like, if there's no, unless the prosthetic leg was very obvious in the picture,
Mm-hmm.
there's been no discussion of it.
Well, oh yeah. You see, okay. You make a good point. Are you about to say what I'm gonna say?
I don't know.
You pivot. You pivot real hard. If she doesn't
Okay.
write back, or if she does write back upset, you'd be like, "Oh shit, I didn't even notice. I was just gonna say because you got that booty,
Yeah.
all right? You got that booty." And then she's mentioned the leg, and you go, "Oh, I didn't even notice. Who cares about that? Like in a good way."
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, like,
I was gonna say there's nothing you can do if she just decides not to write back, but
I
now I
mean,
say
that's
you
the thing.
text her dot 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 cause of that booty question mark. It's the only time cause of that booty question mark might actually save the day. However, if she does get back, I think this will be like if she likes the joke, I think that's a really good sign. You know what I mean? Because I'll bet most people aren't comfortable enough with it to make a joke like that. So if she appreciates a joke like that, you guys are probably on really good footing.
That's the thing. It's like if you're got a good banter back and forth, I would hope that someone's got like this is from my point of view, and I prefer to make light of bad situations I'm in. So like,
Mhm.
if I had one leg and someone made a pirate joke to me, I would be all about it
Yeah, and like
because it
honestly,
shows that you're not gonna fucking like pussyfoot around it. Like I don't want
yeah,
people to like treat me differently because of something.
that's the thing. Most people I know who have, a scar or like an injury or a disability or anything like that, they don't want it. They don't want to pretend it's not there. And they are sick of people who kind of like, as you said, like pussyfoot around it or like walk on eggshells. So like for a lot of people, I think, and obviously I'm not saying you should just run around and mock people for things that they might be self-conscious about, but like I'm gonna guess that they're probably gonna be okay with it. Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like most people I know, they prefer to have it discussed frankly than swept under the table.
Yeah, and like again, I don't think if you're worried that you've blown your shot, I also don't think there's anything to be like. There's no harm in being like, hey, so I just looked at your picture again and I saw the prosthetic leg, and I feel like my joke might have been taken out of context. I didn't notice it. That wasn't my intention. I'm really sorry if it upset you, because like
Mm-hmm.
that ultimately, like you're telling a little bit of a white lie, being like you didn't notice it, but
Yeah,
like
if you're
you
lying to
also didn't
protect someone's
intend.
feeling,
Yeah, it's like you
I
didn't intend to make this joke at the expense of her leg. So I don't think there's any problem in acknowledging what might be the issue and apologizing for it.
you say I've been trying to find a way to apologize, but I'm stumped.
Oh, I think we might have gotten off on the wrong foot.
Oh! Okay, we can't do
We
this.
can't do this.
We can't do
We
this.
can't do this.
I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, I think you gotta either gotta own up or white lie it a little bit, because I'm sure you didn't do it to be mean, and you know, a little white lie here and there if you're stopping someone from being upset for something that was not malicious. I think it's okay.
This comes from Reddit user Gabby Random. Honest thoughts from guys who have had sex with curvy girls with a bit of a stomach, especially when riding them. Hey, I'm a 29-year-old female and have always gotten lots of compliments on my curvy shape. I have big hips, a booty, small waist, and small boobs. But the lower part of my stomach sticks out, even though I work out. And I rarely show myself in a bikini, and I'm definitely not comfortable walking around naked after having sex with someone, not even if I'm in a relationship, because of the stomach, fupa, muffin top, or whatever you want to call it. This also makes me super insecure when it comes to sex because I want to be able to ride the guy and just do everything I want to do in my head, but I can't stop worrying about him being turned off by my flappy stomach. Rationally, I know it's not that bad. It's like I think I'm tricking everyone when I'm wearing clothes because they make my stomach look flat. And then without underwear, it shows and it moves as I ride them, obviously, since I'm a human. But I guess the pressure of having a perfect body have only gotten worse with social media, and I really just want to hear honest thoughts from guys. Have you ever been turned off by seeing a girl's stomach move? If yes, why? If no, please feel free to reassure me.
No, like, and
Yeah,
not no, I won't reassure her, but no, I've never been like, look at that stomach and been turned off. I'm pretty sure the only time I've ever actually been turned off by someone was like in kind of in the act, or like while trying to do something, was I'd gone home with someone, and like we were we were back in her bed, and she was like, hey, like I have this kind of like condition, I think it was endometriosis, where like you get like a lot of pain or whatever. And she was like, so I'm actually in a lot of pain, like I don't really want to have sex. I was like, oh yeah, no, like absolutely, of course, no worries. But we hung out, and like the whole rest of the night she was like just such an asshole, and like she was just saying like all these stories about like her friends being assholes and like laughing and like just kind of being shitty. And like this was back in Ireland, so I couldn't necessarily get home. So I was like, fuck it. Like I was drunk. It was late. I was just gonna sleep over, go the next morning. And like the next morning, she gets on top of me and tries to like do some stuff. And I was like just mentally turned off. Like this was not a nice person. I was also a little bit hungover and tired. Just was completely turned off. Just like it's one of the only time, pretty much the only time actually, that I haven't been able to get it up. And I was just like, nah. So like literally that's the only thing that's done it for me, is someone being a fucking asshole. Also,
yeah,
pretty much everyone's stomach sticks out.
yeah. Like
Like,
unless you're fucking Chris Hemsworth,
yeah, like
or
if you
you
want to,
know,
like, there's a very select group of people who's don't, because even like on Instagram and shit, a lot of that is positioning,
and
camera
angles and
magic,
sucking
angles,
in.
makeup, filters. Like, there's so much shit that goes into those, that it's wildly unrealistic. And even if some people do have that without those things, they're in the minority, and they're not
Yeah.
eating as much fun shit as we are.
And the thing is like, at the end of the day, if someone is like eager to have sex with you, chances are they're not gonna be like, like a flabby stump. Like, there's a lot more to someone in terms of their sexual appeal than
This
the part
one
that you're insecure
minuscule
about.
part. Yeah. Also,
Because like
like,
everyone's got it. Like everyone has something they're insecure about.
mhm.
So yes, you're definitely fixating on it, and it's probably not nearly as bad as you think it is. Like I'm sure you feel like it's like a fucking wave rolling around, and I promise you, it's like if you're a curvy girl,
Everybody's parts are
guess what?
shaking around when you're fucking.
He's probably looking at your boobs jiggle, and he's probably looking at your butt jiggle before he looks at your stomach.
Also,
Like,
that's another thing is like even just look at the fucking physics of it. It's like if I'm lying on my back, if I want to look at your stomach, I gotta crane my chin. It's uncomfortable. Whereas guess what? If I just lie there, my eyes find your boobs and your face, and I'm a happy boy.
yeah,
Like also, I feel like a lot of people get like insecure about like, oh, like I'm worried that I'm gonna like take my top off and blah blah blah. It's like these people have seen you with clothes. Unless your clothes are like masterful works of like subterfuge, they probably have an idea what you look like. A fairly fucking good idea. And guess what? They didn't care because you've gotten to the point where you're about to fuck them. You know?
yeah. Like unless you're constantly wearing like a poncho
Yeah.
or like a parka that
Or like something
shows,
with like a ribbed support that just squeezes you in.
yeah, like unless you're constantly in a corset.
Yeah, like I doubt you are. So like these things are not going to come as a surprise to this person.
And like, look, there's always the chance of surprise
Of
when
course.
you see someone naked. You know what I mean? Like when the bra comes off, or yeah, for guys when
Yeah.
like rarely do girls have a real good idea of what you're rocking in the dick department.
Unless you've
So it's
done the
like
hashtag shampoo bottle challenge.
correct. So it's like there's always like the worry that you have is the same worry that every guy is like, oh, I hope my dick isn't too small, unless you're
Mhm.
rocking a giant dick and you know
And
it.
then you're worried it's too big.
Yeah, it's like we all have insecurities about everything. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like I'm sure that the most jacked dude and the most, lean woman have something where they're like, oh, I don't want this. I don't want them to see this. I
Mhm.
don't want them to see that.
Or they're not jacked enough, or they're not lean enough. You know. Yeah, everybody has something, but like you need to also like if someone does, because I'm sure there might be someone out there, right? I'm pretty sure we talked had that one guy who was like kept complaining someone's butt was too small or
Yeah.
whatever. There are assholes out there. Fuck them. Well, like don't fuck them. You know what I mean? So if it does happen, like that sucks, but just because they are shit doesn't mean you should take that to heart. But you
Yeah.
need to realize, like, pretty much everybody's stomach is not flat at all. Everyone has that little thing that juts out, um, especially women, like with your anatomy. You know,
And also like the clothes you wear, like the the leggings and
tight
uh
underwear. Yeah, the band on underwear, it's always gonna squeeze in.
yeah, jeans, like all of the things are meant to like tighten in. So it's like there's always going to be a little bit of overlap, unless
Mhm.
again, unless there isn't. There are women who out there who exist that don't.
Yeah, but like
Um,
practically,
yeah, it's like
everybody.
you can find women of any size from 0 to 14 who, despite the fact that they're thinner than you, will have more or less the same, overhang of stomach. And I promise, like the most important thing is, especially when it comes to sex appeal, is confidence. Like
Yeah,
just own it. You know what I mean? It's like this is your body. You said you get a bunch of compliments. Focus on those compliments and be like, hey, if you're not going to be down with the little bit of jiggle, then you don't get the booty and you don't get, you know what I mean? It's like you don't
Mhm.
get all the other things that you
Yeah.
are rocking
They
if they
want to
can't
sleep with you.
handle the one thing that might not be perfect
Yeah.
in your mind.
And like obviously, it's easier said than done. It is hard to shake these insecurities. Like I get that. Again, I've had them. Dane's had them. Some of
Yeah.
us still have them. You know what I mean? There's always something, right? Um, so we get it, and like don't feel bad if it's not easy to just get over it. You know what I mean? But it is the kind of thing where like if you don't actively try to become okay with it, it won't just magically happen. You have to repeat to yourself that you are sexy, like that you are overreacting to how bad it is. You know what I mean? Like you need to realize these things, that everybody has that little bump or that little bulge or whatever, pretty much within varying degrees. And just like tell yourself that it's okay and that you're attractive, and it's just one of those things you have to work on.
And I'll tell you right now, it sounds like she doesn't ride people because of this. Ride someone.
Mm-hmm.
The next time you're with a partner that you feel comfortable with, ride them. And I'll tell you right now, like Niall said, one, it's almost impossible to look down at the stomach. And two, if you're rocking a big booty, there's nothing better in the world than having a big booty girl ride you. Because guess where those hands are? They
Mm-hmm.
got a big old handful of booty. It doesn't matter what the fuck your stomach looks like. That man is in heaven. You know what I mean? So
So
I
you
think
could just do a little reverse cowgirl, get that
you
booty
can
in his
also do
face.
that too, sure. And it's like, what I'm saying is, you're going to realize that you're having fun and the guy's probably going to be in heaven. So just like, get out of your head and give it a go the first time. And you'll find, I promise you, like 99% that everyone, both of you are going to enjoy your time with you on top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like, it's the first thing to start, chiseling away at this insecurity, to be like, okay, I can do this. He loved it. I loved it. What the fuck's the problem?
If you want to start off slow, you can start off slow. One night, if you're getting into bed with someone and the lights are off, maybe do it that way, because that'll make you a little bit more confident
Yeah.
to get started. You know what I mean? And like when they realize how fun it is and you realize how fun it is with you being on top, then the next time will be a little bit better, a little bit easier, hopefully. You know?
And let me tell you, if someone has just fucked you, they want to see you get up and go to the bathroom after
Mm-hmm.
sex. Like, it's one of my favorite fucking things to watch the woman that the naked woman that you just had sex with. Like, you get to see everything from a
Mm-hmm.
distance.
It's just
It's
great. You're
great.
lying there,
Like,
you're all languid and
bask in that.
satisfied, and you get to look at hot naked people. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I promise you, whoever the person you just had sex with is going to just soak your glory in, because one, if they've done their job right, you're going to be fucking glowing. Two, they're like, you've put a spell on them
Mm-hmm.
at that point. You know what I
And
mean?
now they're
You
yours.
yeah. So like, just walk away and just don't look back. Just fucking own it. Just let them soak it in, because
Mm-hmm.
that is the greatest compliment I think anyone can get, is like that look from your partner when you're coming back into the room, of
Mm-hmm.
just like, yeah, what up? All right. Thank you very much for listening, friends. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you, Josh
Hey.
Eagle and the Harvest Cities, for their song Paper Stars.
Oh, you're just going right into it.
I
Okay.
am, man. We were thanking. I don't know,
You
man.
just had
Also,
to
you were
get
talking to
there.
your cat, so.
Yeah, I've left my door open a little bit because it's so hot, and
Mhm.
I've had all of the cats come in and visit me
Hell
today.
yeah. I want to let
Um,
the dog in, but I'd just get too distracted. I'd just be like, she's so cute, Dane. She's so
I
cute.
know, I know.
She is so fucking cute, though.
If you have a question you'd like us to answer, you can send us a email or all sorts of manner of social medias. You can find us on Facebook at FCK Buddies Podcast, or you can find us on Twitter at FCK_Buddies. You can email us at fbuddiespodcast@gmail.com, and you can visit us on the World Wide Web at www.plentyofbeef.ca
Hell yeah.
or fbuddiespodcast.com.
Hell yeah. You guys ready for some terrible sex writing?
Oh, hell yes.
Okay, give me that comfy sigh.
Ugh.
So this comes to us fresh out of the mind of Philip Huck and his book, The Stonebreakers. His hand set out on a magnificently daring journey across limitless expanses of thrillingly unfamiliar flesh, exulting in the possession of unknown territory. He traced an exploratory path from the nape of her neck, over her breasts, under her straining buttocks. Soon they were no longer bodies on a bed. They became some mad, mobile sculpture, manipulated this way and that in throes of its own creation, two forms in search of positions of perfect linkage.
Nice.
I just love the image of them becoming a mad, mobile sculpture, just like erupting from the bed and just like, moving through the house like some weird human spider. It's terrifying.
So we're going to finish this off with a Pornhub comment. In order for the comment to make sense, I'm going to read the name of the video. It's called "Help, Stepson! I'm stuck in the kitchen sink."
In the sink?
Yeah, yep, that's what it says. And a verified user, Mr. Tipton, says, "Hands stuck in the sink. At the Tipton Hotel, we have a specially trained repairman, Arwin. He could have gotten you out in seconds and fix any repairs instantly. Kind regards, Wilford Tipton." My name is Dave Miller.
And I'm Niall Spain.
And we've been your folk buddies.
Stay safe.